Hey friends, we're going to make a bug net, and this is for a hanging hug style like I've been making with the fabric. And all you need are two pieces of sheer mesh. Could be, curtains or something like that. It doesn't have to be actual bug mesh material. And some really fine fabrics. This is nylon, and I turn this into the ribbon that's going to go through this sleeve here to actually make the closure. So I got this little Fastex to use, and also some rope that's going to go between the two trees that the bug net is going to go across. So I take my two 3-meter lengths of fabric and I just sew them together, starting on one side. And you have to decide which side is going to be the outside and the inside. Kind of like, it's up to you, I guess, which side you like. This is a little bit more green, this is a little more pale. So I'm going to make that the outside. I'm going to put those facing together. And here, to save on sewing, I'm just going to fold it over a couple times. Let's see here. So I just make one stitch all the way down. Actually, I'm going to do the French seam on this. I think that's probably the stronger way to go. I can teach you how to do that. So here I'm going to sew right down about a couple centimeters on either side. So a couple centimeters down this side, and the same distance of fabric, kind of about a pinky width of fabric, is going to be on this side. And just sew a straight line. And your stitch width doesn't have to be too long, but that looks perfect. And sew all the way down. So I've sewn the two fabrics together, facing each other. So this means the face is the good side, and I have one that's edged just a little bit beyond the other one, about a finger's width, pinky's width, and this is called a French seam. And I like this because you fold it over once and then again, and it creates a strong seam. And it's nice and flat, easy to work with, and yeah, it uses less fabric than just kind of folding it over. So what you want to do is hold it down with your finger, separate the fabrics and hold it down with your finger, and then go down that left edge. It's a little bit tricky of a stitch, but it works really good. Takes a bit more time than the other one, just folding it over, but again, I think it's stronger and looks better. So do that all the way down to the end, and then do it again on the other side, so that the bump, this fold that I'm creating right now, is on the inside of the hammock. always want to be pulling the fabric apart like this with your fingers, and then you just hold it with one finger until it gets the machine, and repeat. Okay friends, so I've decided that it would be better to show you the easiest way to go about joining the two fabrics together. Again, face to face, so this is the prettier side of the fabric, goes face to face. And then I'm just going to fold them over, because I want to get, like, I could just sew it down once and you'd have this edge, which, you know, doesn't look as pretty, but because it's a finished edge, then that means that, like, or it's the edge of the fabric, then it's unlikely to unravel this type of fabric. But I just like it looking nice, so, and being extra strong. So I'm going to fold that over like that and like that, so we have a nice clean edge. And so you're always pairing them up and folding that over. Voila, easy.
Oh, okay.
So now what we have is a big tube here, and I'm gonna make this edge nice and neat and tidy by folding it over like that. I'm gonna start right on the spot where the hammocks are sewn together, and I'm gonna go forward and backward, and I'm gonna sew it all the way around, just like that.
So don't really need.
This is the finished edge of where the hammocks are joined, or sorry, where the bug netting is joined. So it's kind of a little bit of a fin there, and then the edge is all sewn right around, and it's just yeah, nice and clean. And you can do that on the other end as well.
Okay.
The bug net is now a tube with clean edges, and all I'm going to do to find the middle is fold it over and make a mark with this little Sharpie here, so I can know where to find the hole. This is where the hole where the rope for the hammock is gonna come out. So I know that's where I want to knot sew. And I can start at either end, but I also have to decide which end is going to be the top, because the top is where the rope is going to go for this to hang off of. And let's see. I'll make it this end again because it's a little prettier. I like that flat edge, and so I'm going to give some room for the rope, a little opening at the top, and again go backward and forward to really strengthen that spot. I'm going to sew that all the way down. Now I'm almost down to the markings that I have for the rope. The spot that I want to leave open. And again, I'm going to sew back and forth a few times to really strengthen that spot. And I'm going to do it again right here. And then all the way down to the very end.
Okay.
Well, one end is now sewn together, closed, with a hole for the rope to go above, and a hole for the rope in the middle for the hammock. And now we're going to do the other side. And I need to add the sleeve here now. And I start off by folding over the ends, so this is going to be the inside, and so I'm going to fold that over to make that nice looking. Do that again to this edge. And I'm going to take this and put it on the bottom of the net. And I know that this edge with the double or the French seam is the top. That's where the rope is going to go through, where the hole is. So I'm going to start on the bottom down here, and I'm just going to pair that up so I can see where to start sewing this seam. This is kind of a little bit of a tricky part to make it all line up correctly in the end, but you can just get out your marker again and mark that down where these are going to go. Take this and make the sleeve. So here, I don't know if you can see that real well, but there's the fabric is in kind of a U shape, and I'm going to fold this over here. And then put that right on the edge of the bug net, so you can find that. And I'm going to fold that over again. So this is the inside of the bug net here. So make sure that's real secure by going forward and backwards a little bit. So I'm going to separate those fabrics and pair up the bug net with the edge of the inside fabric, like that. And then this one folds over, let's see here, and then folds over again, so it covers up that. So in just one go, we got her done. So again, this is the bug net and this is the sleeve. I'm going to pair up those two edges, and then this part of the sleeve I'm going to fold over like that. So it creates in one shot a solid edge. Now I'm making the ribbon, and this is maybe 1.5 inches, and I'm just folding that in on itself to make the clean edge. And I want to make sure that's small, like it doesn't get too wide, otherwise it'll be difficult to move through the Fastex. So we're just making a little, almost the size of a shoelace. To finish this, just go backwards and forward again. Just once is enough. And then you're going to take this and add a pin to it, something like this. And I can now stick this through. This is a really helpful way to thread, there it is, to thread it through the sleeve. Just makes it easier. Pull it right through like that. And then once you have both ends out, then you just fit the Fastex on, which I have on the bed over there. I'm going to grab that. Awesome, thank you. And I'll put the Fastex over both of these. Maybe just poke through one at a time. Okay, and now I'm going to sew those two ends together, just like this. And that may be enough to keep it from coming off the end, we'll see. And we won't need to tie a knot. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of difficult to get the this won't fit through the hole, so we're good to go. So maybe I'm going to start off by sewing these two together. kind of match those up because you want that to look nice and clean. Go forward and backwards a few times. And then we're going to stitch it up here and that'll be it. And so this is where we got to leave room for the rope to go through. And go forward and backward on that. And now the only thing left to do is cut the rope that's going to go through this hole right here. We're going to use 6 arm lengths. So for me, that would be, well, I guess each arm length would be a little more than 6 feet because you're as tall as as your arm span, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to want to burn the ends so that it doesn't unravel. We have our string and the bug net, and I'm going to feed the string right through this hole here, or you can just like put it through there, like that, and then tie that onto whatever it is that you're hooking the hammock up to. And knot that I like to use is a bowline. You ready? So I'm making a bowline. I like to say the top stays on top, right there, and reach through, and then you go around the back, and then back out. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to take this over to the other side. Oh yeah, I'm getting right into the net. Okay, here we go. Put that up there. And if you use a stronger rope, like this one here, then you can hang your backpack off of it too, inside, which is a safer, it's a safe way to go, because then someone has to wake you up to steal your thing, if that's what they want to do. So here's the net, and I'm going to put this hammock inside of it. Beautiful sunset here at Stone Island at Hugs Hotel. And find the hole, which is in the back of the bug net, and pass the rope through. Again, I'm going to do a bowline. There's a little story that goes with that, with the rabbit has a hole, and again the top stays on top, and then the rabbit runs through the hole this way, and then around the root. This is what I would call the root, as if the rabbit's under the ground, and here's a little rabbit ear, and then runs back out through the hole, but trips on the root and it collapses, and so that little bunny's stuck in there real good. And I'm bringing the hammock. I'm going to do the other knot that I like to tie if I'm going to use a pole or a tree instead of just a hook. This time the rabbit runs around the tree, jumps over the log, trips in the log, or jumps over the log, under the log, back around the tree, jumps over the log, under the log. This time trips on the log, pulls it across. Come in close here. Here's your rabbit ear. The rabbit then jumps down the hole. So what you do is you turn this down and you jump down the hole like that. And if you have more slack, then you can take that and jump down through that hole, and that really ties it off securely. And then you pull this back to center, and so that knot is really secure because it's squeezing the pole. And the hammock now has the bug net over it. So just having another idea about, instead of fiddling around with where exactly to tie the rope that goes on top, maybe we're going to try tying it on here, like right on the hammock rope itself, and see how that works out. And then now I'll get in. I'm actually going to lower this a little bit too, so it's easier to get in the hammock. And this will also create more this distance between the rope and the center. Keeps it up off your head, gives you more space. And normally when you're setting your hammock, you want to make sure that the ends are equal, are the same height off the ground. So you don't slide to one end or the other, because if one end's higher, then you're going to slide to the other end. And now, time to test her out. See how this works. Always clean off your feet before you get into the hammock so you don't grind any dirt or anything. I feel like there's a bit of sand up my butt right now, and if you have rocks and you have a nylon hammock like this, then you can grind rocks and whatnot into it. Oh yeah, this is a lot easier. So now I can pull the cord from the inside here. Perfect. And that closes very tight around. And it's plenty off your head here too. Like, I don't feel too enclosed in it. I feel safe, but I don't feel claustrophobic. Here, pass the camera in. There we go, lots of room to read a book and feel safe wherever you may find yourself. So, good luck, and hopefully you'll make a bug net that'll keep the bugs off. And what was it? What was the?
Oh, I can't remember now.
A bug-free time is a fun time, or something?
No. Bug free's the way to be.
Bug free's the way to be.